in October of 2015, AICA assisted the St. Kitts Agro Processors, the Forest Women Agricultural Cooperative, and some individuals in coordinating a mango leather workshop. Annually in St. Kitts-and-Nevis, plenty of mangoes go to waste during the mango season. And so AICA got Mr. Mercer of Guelph University out of Canada to facilitate a mango leather workshop. Approximately 20 persons participated in this workshop, and they were able to produce the product mango leather. To follow up on that, we wanted the members of the Forest Women Agricultural Cooperative and the members of the St. Kitts Agro Processors to utilize the training back then to produce mango leather in the future. A key condition for cooperatives to be registered and continue to be registered is for them to have economic activity. And so the Department of Cooperatives thought it best to have the members of both cooperatives return and have a hands-on or practical workshop to produce mango leather products. And so we got the mango pulp, produced the mango leather by the two cooperatives. We have to say thanks to the Department of Agriculture in Nevis for providing us with the mango pulp. And so we have now had them produce this product. We don't want this to stop here. The training was delivered, and we think that the skills were received, and so we expect now that the members of both cooperatives will continue scheduling production, because what this training has done, equip them with skills so that they can provide the public with mango products outside of the mango season, because the pulp was actually dried, the moisture content reduced, and so it's preserved, it's packaged, it's labeled, and now it can be made available for sale. And for those persons who are health conscious, no additive, strictly natural. Those persons who are diabetic, you walk around with your sweets, which you import, support local. Buy this local product, support the St. Kitts Agro Processors Cooperative, support the Forest Women Agricultural Cooperative. The money stays here and helps to develop our people, our country, and that's the benefit for all of us.
How to make fruit leather, or more specifically mango leather. Fruit leathers are dried rolled sheets of plain or sweetened pureed fruits. The produce is processed in a blender or food processor, spread in a thin layer over parchment paper, Teflon sheets, or plastic wrapped covered trays, and dried to chewy perfection. Procedure. Mangoes need to be ripe, otherwise the taste will not be sweet. For this demonstration, Graham mango pulp and Julie mango pulp were used in a 1-to-1 ratio. If fresh mangoes are used, they need to be washed, peeled, pitted, and cut up into chunks. Place the mango pulp or the chunks in a blender or food processor and puree until smooth. Line the dehydrator tray with parchment paper and pour approximately 2 cups of the mango puree onto it. Line the dehydrator tray with parchment paper and pour approximately 2 cups of the mango puree onto it. Start spreading into a regular shape, such as a square or a rectangle. The poured puree should be about a 1/4 inch thick around the edges and thinner in the center. The edges must be thicker, otherwise they will dry out too quickly and become brittle. The dehydrator trays with the pulp are then placed into the dehydrator and the temperature gauge set at 50 degrees Celsius. Drying time will vary according to the amount of moisture in the puree and its depth in the trays. When the puree is leathery and pliable with no sticky spots in the center, the leather is done. This normally will dry in 10 hours with a full dehydrator with a capacity for 10 trays. If the leather meets the test, peel it off the parchment paper. It should come off in one sheet with no puree adhering to the paper. Roll leather up into a tight roll, starting from one side. Wrap thoroughly in plastic wrap. This preserves freshness and keeps out moisture. The shape is also kept. The roll-ups can be cut into bite-sized pieces, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Store the wrapped leathers in sealed plastic bags or airtight containers. Use mango leather just as is, in lunches or for snacks when fresh fruit is scarce. You must try mango leather. It's delicious.
I'm here at the agro-processing unit, and as you can see, I have a product in my hand that has been produced by the ordinary people of St-Kitts-and-Nevis using the fruit of St-Kitts-and-Nevis. It is made strictly of mango. No additives, so that it is good for those of you who are diabetics and otherwise. You can eat it without the risk of raising your sugar level. And I trust that I'm giving you great advice. But over the years, we have tried to encourage the production of different kinds of products. We have used production with breadfruit. We've used production with other things, including using only recently cassava in the production of bread. We are satisfied from what happened 2 weeks ago that bread can be produced using cassava grown locally. And depending on the method used, you can use 25% if you're using the dried product, the flour itself, and 40% if you're using the wet product. It gives you a very healthy bread, if I should put it that way, because the content is of something grown locally in our ground, in our highlands, in our upland, and the content is fresh from the ground.